Welcome to your restorative breathwork and mindfulness practice. For today, we're going to be manipulating the breath and making it slightly longer than our usual breath. And in order to do this, see if you can feel into the space at your lower back rib cage, expanding outwards towards the sides as you deeply inhale. In order to lengthen your exhale, see if it's possible to keep a little bit of spaciousness throughout the ribs until you reach the end of exhale, meaning you'll start to activate your exhale by bringing in your abdomen towards the back and slightly up towards the ribs. Finding a posture that works for you, either laying down or you can do the seated upright. And then closing your eyes softly. Maybe at first you shift your weight side to side to let yourself discover that sense of balance. And then we'll start off by noticing our breathing rate as it is. Starting to notice where we feel the sensations of breathing the most. Allowing ourselves to notice what's present in the mind and the body with this next breath. And trying to establish a sense of alertness along the body, the spine. And at the same time, ease. And then we'll go ahead and start to deepen the breath, expanding into the abdomen as you slowly breathe in. And then for this first cycle, sigh it out. And then once again, slowly expanding the belly. And then as you sigh it out, relaxing from your hips down to your toes. One more like that. Expanding the breath, bringing it in even slower. You can barely hear yourself breathe. And then as you sigh it out, to relax from your neck down to your fingertips. And then we'll start to breathe in more rhythmically with our nose. Inhaling slowly, noticing the path of the breath, waking up the body. And deepening the exhale, trying to feel more movement happening in the lower belly. And then the ribs come in. Beginning to notice the edges of your inhale when you start to need that exhale. See if you can find more presence in that moment. And then to notice if you can invite more ease as you transition from the top of your inhale into your exhale. There's no need to stretch the inhalation to your max capacity. You're just creating space, expanding slightly in order to lengthen the exhale. One more, waking up in that moment before you transition to exhale. And then starting to pay even more attention to your exhalations. Allowing yourself to deepen your exhales. Slowing down the release of the air through the nostrils. Observing the spaciousness that you've cultivated at the top of the inhale, and then then starting to feel the abdomen coming back towards the spine, a little bit up towards the ribs, and then the ribs come in. And now we'll start to scan along the body with this deeper rhythmic breath in and out, reminding yourself to reduce the length of your inhale if at any moment you start to feel agitated. Inviting yourself into more wakeful presence as you exhale. Starting to scan from the crown of the head down towards the pelvic floor as you inhale. And then taking your attention from the pelvic floor up to the crown of the head as you exhale. Noticing your attention move from the crown of the head, throat, heart, diaphragm, behind the navel to the pelvic floor. And as you exhale, back up those same points. Inhaling, crown of the head, throat, heart, diaphragm, navel, pelvic floor. And as you exhale, moving back up. Even if you don't notice any sensations in those places that you're scanning, you are showing yourself how you can choose what you pay attention to. You're sharpening your ability to direct your attention at will. Inhaling, investigating from the crown of the head down to the pelvic floor. And exhaling to take your attention back up. Two more cycles of breath this way, moving slower with the exhales, scanning, observing. And then allowing yourself to return to your natural breath to investigate breathing as it is. To mindfully witness the breath as it enters and exits. Noticing if thoughts begin to take over, that's completely normal. And then you can choose to begin again with this next breath. Trying to observe the beginning, middle, and the end. See if you can follow these next 3 breaths, fully awake to each of the transitions. Starting to observe the sensations of breath with the movement in the belly. Noticing how subtle the movements feel. Choosing to take our attention there instead of traveling with our thoughts. And then to expand your attention to observe all of your body breathing. Every subtle movement. And then taking a moment to observe any shifts in how you feel from when you first sat down to do this practice. Letting yourself notice your breathing rate, sensations of your pulse, Just noticing what's there. And then acknowledging your effort that you just put into training your attention to be able to direct your thoughts, your awareness, as you choose. To acknowledge your efforts in training your breath in order to feel more ease within your body, and that it's a practice that you're cultivating. Thank you so much for your efforts in training your breath and your attention.